It is a troubling twist hitting families right now. Scammers using artificial intelligence and stolen identities to pose as students and then drain millions of dollars from federal financial aid. With more on this now, Maurice Simpkins, CEO of Simpkins and Associates, a software company based in Gwinnett County. Good to have you on the show, Maurice. Thanks for the time.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me this morning.
All right, let's talk about these fake college students. They call them ghost students, and how real, though, that threat is.
It is a very real threat. Not only, the fact of ghost students, but the fact of those ghost students are stealing real folks' money, real taxpayers' money, and they're causing a lot of malicious activity within the operations of higher education currently.
All right, I know you're kind of studying how they're getting into the system here. So what would you say is the typical playbook for these fraudsters? And are certain types of colleges or students maybe more vulnerable to these scams?
Yes, I would say the playbook is very wide and very open. It has been a lot of foreign actors of what we've been able to track from that side. They're going after what we in the industry call low-hanging fruit. And so institutions that have open admissions, which is pretty much the community college infrastructure in America, the lifeblood of a lot of our education, the open admissions infrastructure there, a lot of the fraudsters are just taking the opportunity to do their A/B testing and get through those potential walls. And once they're getting in and they've, perfected that fake identity or that stolen identity, then they're moving on to attacking online schools and even taking, classes, matriculating through a community college to now take that transcript along with their faked identity to try to go to a larger state-supported institution or four-year school.
Wow, that's so interesting. It made me think as you're talking, Maurice, that maybe anybody who knows someone at that community college level, or maybe dual enrollment students, a really important conversation maybe for a parent to have with one of those kids. What warning signs maybe should students or families be looking for in their FAFSA account, the email, even maybe a credit report?
I would say everything could be potentially suspicious. If you get an email that does not look 100% correct, these days the scammers using AI and using some of the tools available to them are making it look very, very, very legit. And so it's harder for parents, even the students, to even try to assimilate what's good or bad. Many of the students are up, more known with the technology,
Sure.
but they're not able to understand that at times they're being victimized. And when you have a student who's trying to get into an institution and they may get a letter from a fake fraudster or someone saying, hey, you've been accepted, click here to enter your information, click here to, do some payments and things of that sort. These fraudsters are operating in a manner with which we know that they're after the funds and they're not stopping in any manner, whether it's funds from the parent or the student through fraudulent application infrastructures or funds through the institutions or in the government because they're stealing, financial aid funds that should be distributed to real students.
Yeah, students that need that help as college is so expensive. And with technology, it's harder and harder to really see sometimes the red flags within those phishing or scam emails. I'm curious, is there a way for a family to be a little more proactive before they see something they think could be wrong? Could they double check if an application's may already been filed in their name without their knowledge?
In most cases, all the institutions that we work with, they have some sort of duplicate checking infrastructure. And so if you were able to go out and do an application at an institution, something would be triggered to say, we've gotten an application from you before, you may be notified of that, or they may send you toward their portal infrastructure to say, okay, you've logged in here before, continue logging in. And that may be something that is strange to you. What we're even seeing more of is, regular citizens, in America who are now getting letters from collections companies that say, hey, you owe money to this community college in Iowa or in Kentucky or in Georgia. And in many cases, some of these folks have never entered these states or heard of these schools. And so the threat is on both sides very, very serious.
Well, it's so frustrating because the process on its own with all the paperwork is overwhelming sometimes, but then you also have to be aware of these ghosts that want to bring you in and take advantage of you. So thanks so much. Really important information, Maurice. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right,
Thank you.
have a good one.